Okay, so you got your funnel set up, you're finally sending people to your landing page, but your conversion rate just isn't where you want it to be. It sucks. I get it. I've been there. In this video, I'm going to show you the most important thing you're probably missing, and once you add it, you will get people clicking. If you don't know me, I'm Nikki. I've been working with business owners since 2020, and this is by far the most important factor that improves sales and conversions. In fact, it's the secret weapon of most of the work that I do. And it's not coding, it's not design. And don't get me wrong, there are quite a few factors that go into having a conversion strategy on your landing page, which you definitely need all of, and we'll go through that in later videos. So the most important factor to having a high converting landing page is being able to speak directly to that person that you really want to work with and letting them know that this product or service is for them. It's not for anyone else, it's for them. Not only that, but I see a lot of people emphasizing what's inside their product or service, not necessarily emphasizing what the person is going to get out of it. What does this solution look like? How will it solve their pain or their problem? It comes down to selling the beach and not the plane ride. Plain and simple, your stuff should not be generic. If you are speaking to a general broad audience or you have the same offer as everyone else in your industry, you're not sticking out from the crowd. What makes your product unique? And why is it even better than what your competitors offer? Why does your product or service specifically help your ideal client? And how does it help them with their problem? These are things that I see a lot of people missing. A lot of people have these great offers and they have a lot of skills that they want to offer to the world, but when it comes down to their landing page, they're just not conveying it enough. And part of it might be that you don't want to brag or that you're just used to not showing off your skills, but you have skills and you have these services that are really going to help people. In the comments below, tell me how your offer is different than your competitors and how you stand out. What makes your offer the best offer for this specific demographic? And if you're not sure, this is the perfect time to really dive in and think about it. Okay, the next thing that business owners and entrepreneurs really need to think about if they want to have a high conversion landing page is think about your ideal client or customer. What is their problem? And how do you solve it specifically? People buy solutions. So if you have a freebie that's 5 email templates, how is that different from your competitor who has the same exact thing? 5 email templates. Try something like a 5 email template sequence that is going to get your dream client to like, know, and trust you faster than XYZ. That title might be too long, but that is definitely a good angle to have and definitely sticks you out from the competition. And hey, it also speaks to a problem that your ideal client might have, getting people to know, like, and trust them so that they'll buy from them. Another really important thing is that you really want to make sure that your words and messaging make sense to the people you want to attract. If you're using industry jargon, some people are just going to leave because they don't understand specific terms or they've heard this over and over and it just sounds like a lot of fluff. You really want to speak in your ideal client's language. You want to almost get in their head and let them know that you see them, you understand them, and you are here to help them. If you don't completely understand where your ideal client or customer is and how you and your offer can specifically help them, then your words and messaging won't make that much of an impact. So you really need to understand where they're coming from and why they need your offer. Either that, or if you use too much jargon, people might get confused and leave. I once audited a client's website and she was a photographer and she had these great wedding packages that people could purchase. But at the end of the day, it took me so long to figure out what the difference was between them. And there were certain things on there that I didn't really know what they meant. So if I don't know what they mean, the ideal customer probably didn't know what it meant either. So I sent her a couple ideas on how she could simplify things and make it really easy for people to kind of go through real quick and pick the one that's best for them. And she got 2 new clients within like a week. And after a few months, she realized that people were no longer emailing her to ask her, hey, what's the difference between this package and this package? I don't understand. Remember, you want to speak in the language that your ideal client understands. Hey, if this has happened to you, if you have had people go to your website and then email you or DM you to ask you questions about specific things on your website, or what's the difference between this and this, go ahead and like this video so that we know that we're not all alone. It definitely happened to me back in the day before I knew these techniques. So, you know, it happens to the best of us. At the end of the day, it's all about your messaging, and not just text, but the way you lay out your website and your images too. The better you can convey your solution, as long as it's a solution that people want, the more conversions you're going to get. You want to make it a no-brainer for people. If you want to peek behind the curtain of how I get and use information from my ideal clients so that I can write conversion copy that speaks to them, you're going to want to click on the video on your screen right now.